Hi everyone, I'm Frederick, the MicroHobbyist. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it's been a minute. I know, some of you have been wondering where I disappeared to. Well, a lot has happened since the last episode, obviously. First off, I got married. Yep, someone actually said yes. And no, she's not imaginary. Life's been a bit of an adventure lately. My amazing wife and I have been building our life together, figuratively and literally. We even tackled major home renovations, which meant my entire workspace had to be packed up and boxed away. I ended up doing all my design work on a tiny little desk that made my Coco 3 look like a mainframe. Little by little, I reclaimed some space. It wasn't easy, but eventually the lab came back to life. Okay, not from ashes exactly, more like IKEA sawdust and way too many half-labeled bins. But now, it's looking better than ever. Tons of storage, tools I can actually reach, test gear unburied, lighting's great, honestly, enough to make a VCR blush. Now, between the building, the painting, spending money I don't have, and misplacing 3 multimeters, yeah, I missed a lot of great photo ops. And no, I'm not admitting to laziness on camera. That's ridiculous. I do have a few pictures though, just enough to give you the big picture. Trust me. Now, during that whole life pause, I had time to think about the 6309 Unleashed project. There were a few things in the original design that bugged me, and let's be honest, when you're away from your soldering iron and breadboard long enough, you start redesigning stuff in your head over and over again. Yes, I might have gone a little overboard. Let's just say I added a few features. Okay, a lot of features. Late nights, early morning, and insomnia-fueled tweaking led to several design iterations, and I think I finally nailed it. Or maybe I just circled back to revision A, but with a few extra wires. Who's counting? And no, I'm not about to psychoanalyze whether the insomnia caused the feature creepiness or the other way around. This is YouTube, not therapy. Although, if you're a retro tech therapist, drop your rates in the comments, asking for a friend. This version fixes a bunch of issues from the original, and yeah, it adds a whole lot of improvements too. Some practical, some a little more aspirational, things stepping out of my comfort zone. In the next episodes, I'll walk you through everything. The design changes, why I made them, and how they affect performance and features. Spoiler, the 6309 is still faster than your uncle's Pentium, if you're measuring in nostalgia cycles. So, if you've been waiting for the return of the 6309 Unleashed series, good news everybody! Your patience is finally paying off. I'm back, and there's a lot to dig into. So go ahead, like, subscribe, click the bell, or maybe even sacrifice a floppy disk to the retro gods. You know the drill. Especially if you're into CPUs with more dip pins than most people have brain cells firing up on a Monday. Wait, you're still here? Of course you are. You didn't think I was gonna leave you with a short video after all this time, right? Okay, maybe you did. Fair enough. Now, I've got a little announcement to make. Something I generally didn't expect. I got approached for a sponsorship. Yeah. And the sponsor is, drumroll please, Sometimes I pretend I can etch PCBs in my kitchen sink. Then I remember I'm not MacGyver and this isn't 1997. That's why I use PCBWay. They do way more than just PCBs. 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal work, injection molding, you name it. Basically, all the stuff I would try once and immediately regret it when my smoke alarm learns a new dialect. You can order a single prototype or whole batch, fast turnaround, pro-grade quality, and the prices so low I double-checked that both my kidneys were still where they should be. They also handle multi-layer boards, flexible PCBs, and assembly, which is awesome because the last time I tried hand soldering 500 surface mount parts, it ended up looking like glitch art from a broken NES. Need enclosures? Brackets? Custom parts? They've got you covered, CNC and 3D printed, in metal or plastic. Mine usually ends up looking like chewed up Lego bricks. PCBWay, because your project deserves better than toner transfers, perf board nightmares, and hot glue despair. Links in the description. Go make something awesome, and maybe keep your chemistry experiments to a minimum. In the next episode, we dive into the roadmap for the updated 6309 Unleashed project. Heads up though, this isn't your average plug in a Pi and call it retro build. This one's bigger, more complex, might have gone slightly overboard. Okay, very overboard, but hey, did I pique your curiosity yet? So don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and all the usual YouTube stuff, especially if you're into CPUs with more dip pins than most people have working neurons before coffee. Catch you in the next one. Some of you have been wondering where I was You've been wondering where I've been to. That made my Coco 3 look like a mainframe. Get only one sentence, and I finished a section. Okay, let's go back. Now, beneath the building. Beneath? It's supposed to be between. Jeez. And no, I'm not about to psychoanalyze. Think stepping out of my comfort zone. Of the ma? That's a new word. Of the ma. It adds a whole bunch of a lot. Yeah, that's doesn't really. Anyway, before we open an announcement, I've got a package to make. Before we open any packages, I've got a little stuck in a loop, and the drum roll is sponsor. Yes, and the injection molding, you name it. Whoa. You can order a single prototype or fast turnaround, pro grade. You can order a single batch or a single batch, wow, and zero recollection of West. It's no. Most of these packages have already been opened. I had to make sure everything had arrived and I had to make sure everything actually arrived. Meh. The more I repeat, the worse it gets. So join me while we rediscover this memory loot instead of mystery. Good work, Fred. Will you ever finish that one? Unfortunately, there's too many porch unfortunately, more complex. I've gone slightly overboard. So now, honestly, catch you next one. Catch you in the next one. Have working neurons before coffee. Is really we add an R now?